Derek from More Plates, More Dates said something that really struck a nerve when it comes to celebrity trainers. Now, I would be very careful to call myself a celebrity trainer just because a person who is famous or an A-list actor walked into the studio and then I worked out with them, or I helped them, I coached them, and now I'm calling myself a celebrity trainer. Now, this is self-proclaimed. This is not a title that you can earn. And Derek says something here, and he shows some stuff which will be kettlebell related when we talk about it. It's plain funny. I really like Derek, so let's get into this. Gregory von Lebe here. As I've already mentioned, always be very cautious when it comes to celebrity trainers. And Derek mentioned something that is so funny to watch and can be applicable to kettlebells as well.
The rap trainer. So I have sort of developed a little bit of a jaded perspective of celebrity trainers since I've started to dig into some of the preparation protocols used for some of the biggest A-list celebrities for movies. You know, I've been reviewing stuff like, you know, Tom Hardy's preparation for Warrior, Brad Pitt for Troy, Christian Bale, Batman, Henry Cavill. You know, some of the top celebrities in the world have kind of like reviewed their training, their protocols, their diets, etc. Ryan Reynolds, stuff like that. And often, you know, it's not all of them, but a lot of them, you will see these overlapping, just piss poor diet models and training techniques that almost seem like they're trying to be next level and trying to make it seem like they have some sort of service that otherwise you would not find somewhere else. But in reality, it's almost just like a pretentious looking exercise that is less effective than a basic compound movement.
Now, he puts it down 100%. This is something that you see on social media so often, exercises that look next level, or exercises that look so crazy that you might think, wow, if I do this exercise, I might get a benefit doing it in that crazy way that this coach is showing me that I wouldn't get if I would do the exercise normally. And this is where it gets interesting for kettlebells as well. Now, you see a lot of kettlebell trainers or kettlebell exercises everywhere. And sometimes people really digging to different methodologies of coaching and training, then they mix it up and then they mix it with the kettlebell. And I can tell you that the basics from the kettlebell, they're the most, like he's talking about compound movements. It's the same with the kettlebell. Compound movements where your whole body has to work as a unit, where you follow some biomechanics and some sane protocols that really push you while at the same time not kill you or destroy you and don't make you look like a fool. And it's just 100%. So that's why I mentioned at the beginning, you always have to be careful when people call themselves celebrity trainers because it's self-proclaimed. I would never call myself this. I had Felix Baumgartner, the dude who jumped from space in 2012 in Rappler Stratus. He was here, and we were actually friends once. And then I gave him some coaching. That doesn't mean that I'm a celebrity coach now. And not all of them are bad, and this is not about this. And so this also leads to another question where we ask ourselves, are people allowed, you know, we're not to show exercises or to teach about kettlebell training or teach about exercises or whatever. Is there a form police or a thought police that should be put in place to say, hey, you are supposed to talk, you can talk about it, and you're not allowed to talk about it? Even though I understand from one perspective that it might be necessary just to have some reviews. I think that's the best way to go now. As you can see now, Derek is reviewing that stuff, maybe helping you guys out who watch these A-list celebrities doing that stuff, and now you think that's crazy. I can't do it like they do, even though I look up to them. But now I understand when you look at somebody who's an expert and talks about it, I understand, okay, it's the wrong way to do it. That's probably a way to go. Or should we even implement more stricter rules for people to talk about it? Because it is a process. It is a process as a coach and as a teacher to develop your style, your strength, and the knowledge and the form and the experience. And should we say, just because you're at the beginning of your coaching career and maybe your form isn't perfect, you're not allowed to talk about it? That's a question. Well, I think if you talk about crazy stuff that is just completely made up, which some of them really are. Some of these exercises are made up and don't serve no value, or you don't understand biomechanics and it could be dangerous. You know, there could be a form police. But now let's check this out. Let's check this out.
And this is what we see in like for example, the Tom Hardy preparation. He was like,
I saw this recently on his video and it cracked me up.
He's prepping to play a.
What is this for? What is this exercise for? A plank, a Superman plank or whatever.
Jacked beast of a dude, and this is the kind of he was doing. You know?
Check this out.
It was just like fucking nonsense, dude. Like, is this a good use of your time? Obviously not. Just doing a sliding floor ab crunch things, flexing your butthole, and then what was the next thing? He was doing like
I like this.
Neck snaps, just KOing himself. Basically just assassinating himself and floor humping at the same time.
Hey, let's do the assassinate floor humps. Let's do the assassinate yourself floor humps exercise. Wow. And stuff like this is what I sometimes ask myself, even if you're not aware of things. I mean, and Tom Hardy was probably pretty young at that point, but you have a pretty intimidating looking coach telling you to do stuff like this, and then they get the results. And Derek even goes deeper into it, how they get the results. Maybe sometimes, mostly because they take some steroids and then they look jacked and stuff. And you know, this is just a small peek into the world of why you just maybe have to watch out a little bit. And the second question that I already asked is, should there be a form police, so to speak? Just because, listen, everybody, it's free speech. You can utter whatever you want and you can put it on YouTube. You can talk about it. It's just maybe problematic because sometimes people talk about stuff that they don't know about or they don't know enough about. But when is there a limit? Because the coach has to progress in his knowledge. And does that mean that he can't document, that he can't talk about it, that he can't teach? So that's just it. So my basic feedback would be, when you look at a kettlebell coach who is calling himself a celebrity trainer, and he trained with Tom Hardy, and it's this guy, and they did an assassinate yourself floor hump moves and neck snaps. Let's do some neck snaps, guys. Everybody snap your necks. Then probably best to avoid these kind of coaches. Always, you know, maybe something that you can look at is the educational background, where they're from, and when you check out their Instagram or their YouTube or their social, are they just posting pictures of themselves looking good? That typical influencer style where they look, yo, I'm here, I'm there, I want to travel all the time. Because that's another thing. So many coaches trying to make a living off of other people so they can travel. They don't want to put in the work. I just want to travel the world while working, you know, freelance and online and stuff. So I don't think that's the right motivation. If you want to teach folks how to do a kettlebell clean and kettlebell swing and you do it online, that's totally fine. But if you do it on the premise so that you're free and you can travel the world, and your customers or your clients find out, wow, I'm paying you so that you can travel the world all the time because that's your main mission. It's not about helping people. It's about being free and you can travel and do whatever you want. It's tricky. So check out the social media. Check out what it looks like. And do they have results? Can they back it up? Can these coaches back it up? Kettlebell coaches back up their knowledge, or back up what they say with knowledge, education, and with real results with clients. Because even if you have somebody who's very talented, very knowledgeable, very good, and their form is perfect, but they don't know how to teach it to you, that's another problem. So just a quick video, and I just highly recommend you follow Derek from More Plates, More Day. It's a very cool guy. I've learned a lot from him when it comes to all that steroid stuff. Very cool dude. Now, if you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe to the channel. Consider joining the Kettlebell Club. We have live workouts on a weekly basis. Now we're streaming 3 times per week, and you can join the Kettlebell Club where you get some awesome emojis and some awesome perks. If the video is not only worth your time, but it's also worth your money. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.